Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and today I'm coming to you from the Wynn Las Vegas. We're checking out the Four Sixes Steakhouse. Really happy to have you along. I'll see you inside. All right, everyone, and here we are seated at the Four Sixes Steakhouse at the Wynn Las Vegas. This is a pop-up experience inside the Tableau restaurant. Tableau is typically only open for brunch, and so they're using this opportunity to show off the Four Sixes Steakhouse here. Now, the Four Sixes Steakhouse was made popular by Taylor Sheridan and a series of TV hits like Yellowstone, based on a powerful ranching family, a character drama that I haven't seen, but I've heard great things about. I've actually never sat in the Tableau restaurant either, so I don't know how much of this has been transformed for the steakhouse experience. But they do have some country music playing with dim lighting. It is a nice vibe in here. Now, regardless of the vibes, you know it's all about the food for me, so let's take a look at what they have to eat on the menu. So we'll start by taking a look at the cocktails and beverage menu. Feel free to take a pause in the video if you'd like to take a closer look at these drinks. A lot of Western and country themed cocktails here. And a mocktail as well, a sweet tea. Oh, that sounds pretty good. We also have wine by the glass, your champagne, white wine. Here is your rosé and red wine as well. And they also have a flight available. And these are your alcohol options here at the Four Sixes. Now, like many of my videos, I'm recording on a weekday today, so no drinking for me. I've got work in the morning, so let's take a look at what they have to eat next. So here is your menu at the Four Sixes Steakhouse. We'll take a look. And, all right, so they have a caviar, a caviar-y caviar. And I think this is kind of one of their signature items here. Something like a caviar tower. A raw bar, jumbo shrimp cocktail, oysters, king crab, and the like. We also have some soups and salads here. French onion soup, a romaine, so kind of like a Caesar there, heirloom tomato, yeah, very nice looking. Here are some more appetizers here. You got a steak tartare up top, a pasta, jumbo lump crab cake. Looks very nice. And then your list of main courses, you have a Cornish hen, lobster, tuna chop, some short ribs here, a double Wagyu burger. That all looks really good. And then that brings us to the actual steaks. Looks like the Grazing Star Ranch Wagyu is $1,000. I don't know if I'm going to be going in on that today, but maybe, we'll see. And then here are your enhancements, sauces and sides. Looks like you can add a half lobster for about 40 bucks here. Different sauces for your steaks. And some shareable sides as well. And that's your menu here at the Four Sixes. I'd say a pretty standard looking menu there for a steakhouse here in Las Vegas. A lot of options I'm looking forward to trying today. I'm joined by my sister and brother-in-law, and we're gonna get a nice little variety together for dinner tonight. And I think we'll start with some appetizers. Don't go anywhere, I'll see you in a little bit when they arrive. Actually, scratch that. Before our appetizers get here, we just got some complimentary bread, and this is looking really great. Let me give you a view. I believe they mentioned this is some kind of chili biscuit, served alongside some additional butter. And you can see these little bits of chilies in here. Ultra soft. Here's the first bite at the Four Sixes Steakhouse. Oh, that is very good. I am loving this bread. A very enjoyable biscuit here. Perfectly cooked, a little bit crisp on the outside, but such a rich, flaky, and buttery center. Pillowy soft, leading to a very nice bite. I'm really loving this biscuit. This is a cheddar jalapeno biscuit with so many great flavors. You absolutely get a little bit of kick from that jalapeno, but it's a bit of a smoky kick, a nice approachable heat, and a very delicious richness coming from some cheese. I believe something like a white cheddar here. It's relatively sharp, and it tastes great. Really liking the bread here at the Four Sixes. That's a great start. All right, everyone. Now my sister and brother-in-law and I are going to continue working on this bread, and I'll see you in a little bit when my appetizers actually arrive. And welcome back, everyone. Our appetizers just got here. This is looking really good. Let me give you a view. We got the Crystal Caviar Tower, as well as their French onion soup, and their steak tartare. This is all looking really good. Let's give it a try. We'll kick things off with the French onion soup. A really nice looking French onion soup here. And I've got a nice spoonful. Let's see how this is. Oh, that's very good. Really enjoying the flavor of this soup. But let's go top to bottom. A nice rich and melty cheese on the top here with a bit of a toast on it. A little bit of a smoky flavor from that. I don't believe this is a Gruyere cheese. It's much more pungent, but very enjoyable on this soup. A little bit more of a watery soup than a viscous broth, but some very enjoyable deep flavors. The onions have absolutely been stewed down perfectly. A lot of that sweet caramelized flavor making its way into the soup. And this is a very savory onion soup also. Well seasoned, bit of a peppery kick, and a nice tang level from the Worcestershire. What I really like about this soup is the addition of the brisket. There's a nice beefy and rich flavor from it, and that added savory flavor really helps this onion soup pop off to the next level. It's very good. A very big fan of the onion soup. I like that a lot. Now next up, we're gonna go in on the caviar. This is a full-on caviar platter served with chicken strips, deviled eggs, toast, and tater tots. Very interesting. So I guess we'll just try some different elements here. I'm gonna start with one of these chicken fingers. Wasn't expecting to see one of these on a caviar tower. Let's see how it is. Yeah, not bad. A run-of-the-mill chicken finger here, a light and crispy fried to this batter, and a relatively juicy and tender chicken meat inside. I do think the batter can use some additional seasoning. It is a bit on the bland side, but the cook here is very good. It does make for a satisfying bite. I think in general though, this chicken tender leans a bit plain. I would like a little bit more from that. Next up, we'll go in on the deviled egg. I'm generally perplexed to the overall constitution of this platter. Not sure where chicken fingers, deviled eggs, all kind of fit together with caviar, but I'm here for it. Let's see how the deviled egg is. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'd say a pretty standard deviled egg here. Nicely cooked whites with a nice creamy yolk center, bit of a tangy flavor to it. A nice amount of mustard has been incorporated into that, and a well-seasoned deviled egg also. All in all though, just a well-executed, middle-of-the-road deviled egg here. I'm certainly fine with that, no real issues. Okie dokie, let's start going in on some caviar next. You have multiple different vessels that you can use here. Little slices of Texas toast, potato chips, as well as tater tots. I think I'll just put a little bit of the caviar on some Texas toast to start. Let's give this a try. Oh yeah, that was good. Now I gotta be upfront with you, I'm not exactly a caviar connoisseur, so I couldn't tell you what makes one particular caviar much better than another, but I do like the flavor of this mid-tier crystal caviar here at the Four Sixes. A nice salty briny flavor from that, with a little bit of that bubbly pop texture. This is good caviar in my book. The Texas toast is incredibly buttery and rich, a little bit of crunch to the outside with a very soft, airy center. A nice little vessel for the caviar. I do think that the richness in the bread is a little heavy-handed. I found the caviar competing with that bread for my attention relatively often during the bite, but overall still very tasty. A nice little start to the caviar, that's not bad. So let's try some of the other elements here. This is the potato chip with the caviar, a little bit of what I believe is like a creme fraiche or some kind of cream cheese, as well as some shallots. Let's see how this is. Oh, that's very good. Now that was a much more flavorful bite. I gotta say, I really like this potato chip. Incredibly airy, super crisp, cut paper thin. It's a very light potato chip. Again, a nice briny salinity coming from that caviar, but the introduction of that cream, flavored a little bit with chive, along with the bite coming from the raw shallots, makes for a very tasty little chip here. I actually really like that. That was good. And the last vessel on this caviar tower is the tater tot. Built myself a nice little tater tot here with the caviar, shallot, cream, as well as a little bit of that bacon bit. Let's give this a taste. Oh, that was tasty. Now, all of those previous elements were working very well together. However, of the three vessels I've tried, I think I like the potato chip the most. While the tater tot actually has a really nice texture, a crunchy exterior, and a relatively pillowy potato center, unfortunately, its starchy and salty flavors are relatively overpowering here, and the delicate flavors of the caviar are not coming through as much. I think the chip is definitely the way to go here with the different options. A very good little caviar platter here, though. That was enjoyable. All right, my friends, now the last dish I'm trying from this appetizer round is gonna be the Wagyu beef tartare. A little bit of a southern take on this, served on top of a tortilla as opposed to bread. And this is supposed to be made tableside. However, this is their opening week, and so they're still getting some of their procedures on lock. And so it was prepared in the kitchen and brought out today. I don't necessarily need a show though, I just want it to taste good. Let's see how it is. Yeah, not bad. Now, right off the top, I must tell you, this is not a mild dish. This is very spicy. The roasted serranos and their fire sauce is actually doing a lot of work here. I can feel the sweat forming on my brow. That said, the beef tartare does have a nice texture, a very tender beef here, but unfortunately, not a lot of that beef flavor is coming through. It's mostly just this fire sauce. Again, as mentioned, quite spicy, though it is a well-seasoned sauce. And you do get a nice corn flavor from this tortilla. I do believe this was made in-house. And a nice play on textures, a little bit crispy with that tortilla with the nice tender beef. While that's all great, I think I just want a little less spice and more flavor from the beef here. I can actually still tell the quality of the ingredients here are really nice though. Still a pretty decent dish. All right, everyone, now that's all of the appetizers I'm trying today. My sister, brother-in-law, and I continue working on this, and then we'll go in on our entrees. Don't worry, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. Our entrees just got here. This is looking so good. Let me give you a view. So I decided to go in on their Wagyu burger today. My sister got their chicken, and my brother-in-law got their salmon dish. We decided to get a steak for the table. This is their ribeye. And we also got some onion rings and the refried lima beans. This is all looking really good. Let's give it a try. First off, I'm gonna take a bite of my cheeseburger. This was their double Wagyu burger, served alongside some fries. Really good looking. Let's give it a shot. Oh, that is very good. I'm really enjoying this burger. Nice soft sesame seed bun here with a little bit of a grilled toast to the center. A slightly sweet flavor to this bun with a fluffy light center. A good burger bun here. Absolutely loving this Wagyu beef patty. I asked for a cooked medium and they absolutely hit temperature. And it's a very rich burger, nice amounts of fat here. It has a great taste. Wonderfully seasoned with a nice beefy flavor. That's very good. There's an aged cheddar in here providing some richness as well as a bit of a sharp flavor. But what's really nice is the addition of the pulled barbecue brisket in here. The addition of that tender, smoky brisket adds a nice dimension of additional flavor. It really elevates the burger to the next level. A slightly spicy slaw is also providing a little bit of respite from all that richness. Cooling and tangy in flavor with just a hint of heat. It's very good. A slightly bold and sweet barbecue sauce applied to that brisket also provides some really nice accent taste here. This is just a very good burger. Big fan of the burger. I like that a lot. Now the burger also comes along with some duck fat french fries. These are looking really good. Let's see how they are. Very tasty french fries. A well-crafted, house-made french fry here. Very obviously hand-cut, rustic with that skin on. It's very good. A nice fry to this has led to a crispy exterior with a pillowy soft potato center. Nice starchy flavors as well. Nicely seasoned, and the duck fat, while not coming through in flavor, certainly leads to a nice crisp. Just in general, a good fry here. I'm certainly liking my entree today. The burger was a nice choice. Next up, let's try the steak. Now this is the Four Sixes original spice crusted boneless ribeye. Prepared medium rare, looks absolutely perfect. A good steakhouse has to have good steak, right? Let's see how it is. That is a fantastic steak. I am really enjoying myself with this one. A really great cut of beef, absolutely nailing that medium rare temperature. My hat's off to the chef. Great timing here. A very tender and juicy cut of beef. Lots of great marbling and flavor. That fat has rendered into the meat perfectly. This is very good. I love the crust that's developed on this steak. A little bit of that smoky blackened flavor with that great seasoning blend. This is a really great steak. I'm liking this a lot. Alrighty, moving things along, this is my sister's chicken. This is the spatchcock Cornish hen, served with some kind of a dark pan sauce. Got a nice little cut of thigh here. Let's give it a shot. Oh, that is tasty. I'm definitely liking this chicken dish. Ultra crispy skin, a very fun crunch when you bite into that, with a very tender and juicy chicken meat inside. Very enjoyable, incredibly well seasoned, with just a very light crust developed on the outside. I very much like this chicken. This pan sauce jus that it's served in is very good. A deep fortified, rich flavor to that jus, with a bit of a pungent truffle hit, providing some nice accent flavors for this chicken. I'm enjoying that quite a bit. A classically prepared chicken with a much more contemporary jus. This is good. A very nice chicken dish here, I like that. Alrighty, and the last entree I'm trying today is going to be a bite of my brother-in-law salmon. This is the Faroe Island salmon, topped with some kind of a sauce here. Looks really good. Let's give it a try. Yeah, it's good. This is a pretty solid salmon dish. A well-cooked salmon, relatively moist and flaky in the center. However, given the quality and the moistness of the proteins today, I'd say this is probably a little bit more on the drier side. A very nice mild flavor from that salmon though. This is a quality piece of fish for sure. And well seasoned, not a bland dish by any means. Now this is doused in what they're calling a cowboy butter. It's very garlicky, a little bit peppery, and quite rich. It provides a lot of additional flavor for the salmon dish. There's a little bit of acid here from some lemon as well, but in general I think this is the most straightforward dish that I've had here at the Four Sixes Steakhouse. While a lot of the other dishes were slightly transformed or had some kind of a ranch style adaptation, the cowboy butter here feels very much like a standard flavor that you might get for a salmon. Still very well prepared though. That's still a nice salmon dish. We'll go in on some sides next. First off, this is the whipped potatoes. Now the whipped potatoes are included with the spatchcock Cornish hen, and I've got a nice little spoonful of the mashed potatoes here. Let's see how these are. Oh, that's very good. Big fan of the mashed potatoes. Well done here. It's velvety and silky in texture, ultra smooth. I'm really liking this potato puree. Buttery in flavor. There's actually also a nice little peppery kick coming from white pepper. I like that accent flavor a lot. That's working very well here. A little bit of chive providing some bite, and a nice amount of butter incorporated for some richness. A very good potato puree. Next up, let's try the onion rings. I believe these were actually called just crispy onions, served alongside an orange sauce. We'll give it a bit of a dip. Let's give these onion rings a try. Oh, that's very good. I am loving these onion rings. Very obviously made in-house. This is a wonderful recipe. Such a fantastic crunch to the exterior of these onion rings. Super crispy, making for such a satisfying bite. I like this a lot. Very well seasoned onion ring dish here, nice amounts of salt and pepper, but there's also a bit of a smoky savory element. And the natural sweetness of the onion absolutely comes through in the middle of the bite. Very enjoyable there. Now this is something like a Cajun cream sauce, and it is very good on these onion rings. It's rich and creamy with just a hint of heat and a smoky savory flavor. It adds so much to these onion rings. Huge fan of the onion rings. I really like those. All right, everyone, now the last bite I'm trying today is going to be the refried lima beans. This is effectively a Mexican refried bean recipe using lima beans as well as other additions, and it sounded so intriguing when my waiter told me about it. Let's give it a try. Oh, that's good. Now this is a very interesting side. It absolutely has the consistency of Mexican refried beans. While relatively smooth, it's a little bit grainy, and you do have some chunks of lima bean in there, creating a bit of a rustic bite. The earthy flavors of the lima beans absolutely come through here. It is an interesting take on refried beans. Now there's a lot of Southwestern influence in this dish. You get some richness coming from the cotija cheese, and there's something like a cilantro crema here, providing a little bit of that fresh and rich flavor. Just a little bit smoky in taste as well. You would definitely classify this as a Southwestern flavor. And while it's pretty good and intriguing, I don't know if it necessarily meshes with any of the dishes we got today. Certainly an interesting flavor though. That was fun to try. All right, everyone, now that's all of the food I'm trying today. We're starting to get a little bit full here, but we're going to continue working on this, and we'll do some dessert next. Don't go anywhere because sweets are coming up. And welcome back, my friends. It's time for some sweets. Let's take a look at what they have on the dessert menu together. So here is your dessert menu at the Four Sixes Steakhouse. A peach Melba popover at the top here. I actually don't know what a Melba popover is. That sounds interesting though. A chocolate buckeye stack, banana pudding, buttermilk pie, and a skillet cookie. Not a bad looking menu here. Some very solid looking desserts. I'm going to get my order in, but for all of you at home, I'm going to make that dessert appear right now. And here they are, everyone. Our two desserts are here, and this is looking so good. Let me give you a view. So we got that peach Melba popover as well as their tumbleweed banana pudding, and I'm loving the presentation of these desserts. Let's see if they taste as good as they look. First off, this is the tumbleweed banana pudding. A beautiful banana pudding dessert served on top of a little log stump, giving a lot of character, with the crumble broken into the pudding at your table. I've got a nice spoonful here. Let's see how it is. Oh, that is very good. A fantastic banana pudding here. A nice, sweet, natural banana flavor from this pudding with a creamy and silky texture. It's very good. There's a bit of a butterscotch layer in here as well, providing an additional nuttier sweetness. And some vanilla wafers provide a little bit of additional texture crunch. A bit of a nutty sweetness also coming from these wafers, and a lightly smoky accent taste that's actually quite good here. A very enjoyable banana pudding. I like that a lot. All right, everyone, now the last bite I'm trying here at the Four Sixes Steakhouse at the Wynn tonight is gonna be their peach Melba popover. Now this was prepared tableside. Now they start off by sauteing some butter with vanilla bean, and it got super fragrant really quickly, very nice. They then add some brandy, cook out all of that alcohol before adding in the peaches as well as the raspberries. After they've had a chance to caramelize in that delicious sauce, they're poured into the popover with some additional ice cream. I always appreciate a good dinner and a show, and watching them put together this peach Melba popover was just magic. Hopefully it tastes as good as it looks. Let's give it a try. Oh, that is very tasty. Another fantastic dessert here. Starting things off with the popover, such a wonderful texture to that. Slightly crispy on the outside, but so incredibly airy in the center. A slightly earthy, nutty flavor coming from it as well, and a nice buttery, flaky richness from that popover. The peaches and the raspberries have a beautiful sweetness to them, with a little bit of the bitter flavor from the brandy, balancing out that natural sweetness. It makes for such an amazing flavor on this popover dessert. You have something like an almond brittle ice cream here, providing a nutty flavor. It actually helps to ground a lot of the sweetness going on here. A great dessert. I like that one a lot. All right, everyone, now that's gonna do it for my dinner here at the Four Sixes Steakhouse at the Wynn Las Vegas. Our dinner this evening came out to $602 today before tip. However, it looks like they comped our desserts this evening. I'm very appreciative of that. Big thank you to the Four Sixes Steakhouse. I gotta say, we absolutely enjoyed our dinner tonight, starting from the very get-go. Those biscuits were incredible. That has to be some of the best free bread that comes at a steakhouse I've had. Followed up by some of the best French onion soup I've ever tried. That was so delicious, and the addition of that beef brisket makes a huge difference. The spice-crusted ribeye was a delicious steak. Definitely enjoyed that from the entree round. And I also really love their onion rings here. Both desserts that I tried today were absolute fire. I love the show with the peach popover in the beginning, and that banana pudding had such immense flavor. The Four Sixes Steakhouse at the Wynn definitely offers a premier experience. Granted, this is a limited time engagement, and I'm told that they're only going to be open here until January 31st. So if you're interested at all in checking out the restaurant, make sure you get those reservations in. Last I checked, a lot of reservations were already taken up through November. All right, everyone, now that's going to do it for this Saturday video, where I'm continuing my quest to vlog every restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip as well as downtown. Coming this Tuesday, I'm going to be returning to a much more local spot here in the Valley. Make sure you come back for that one. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great weekend, and I hope you enjoy Vegas with me, Shen. Bye.